Hello viewers, in this video I am going to describe about different types of micropipette. This is electronic pipette. Some of you never seen this, and this is single channel pipette. I am going to describe about those micropipette in this video. Micropipettes are two types. Either single channeled or multi-channel. Single channel is also two types: fixed micropipette and variable. Multi-channel is also two types: fixed and variable. This is called variable. If there is a range in the micropipette, you can call it variable. And if there is a single number and it is mentioned fixed volume, then you cannot change it. You cannot change it. This is fixed micropipette. This is the charger of electronic pipette. This is the charger, and here is the charging point. I can place it here. It is firmly attached. Now here it is in charging condition. Look at this. I am going to detach it. This is electronic micropipette, and here is the preface. You can look at this. You can set three types of modes in this electronic pipette. Auto mode, I have set 100 microliter, and here it's showing upward direction. That means it is ready to aspirate liquid. Now this is distilled water, and I am going to push this button. This is plunger. Look at this, the yellow color button. Inserting the pipette. Look at this. It is greater than 100 microliter. You can see here it is showing that downward. That means ready to transfer. If I transfer 100 microliter in this vial, you can see here this is the excess volume. This pipette aspirate excess volume and transfer exact volume to required. It's clear? Now I am going to showing you different mode. By exit, here you can see MD mode. MD mode. By setting this mode, MD mode, if you have a ELISA plate, you can transfer 50 microliter to simultaneously wells, different wells. You can set 50 microliter, or you can set anything. You can set just like 40 microliter. Into how much time? I have setting here 4 times. Then make it set. Now the pipette is ready. You can hear the beep sound, and it is showing upward arrow. That means ready to aspirate. Now look at this in MD mode. 4 into 40 microliter. That means 160 microliter total. It's aspirate. Now pushing this button, you can see here 160 microliter, greater than 160 microliter is aspirated, and it delivers 160 microliter in 4 times. 4 times mean 4 into 40, as I previously said. Now look at this. This is ready to dispense, downward arrow. I am going to dispense 1 time. You can see here 120 microliter left and 3 times count left. Now I am going to pour it another vial. You can see here number 2 count, or 80 microliter left. By further pushing, 1 count left, 40 microliter left. Just look at this. And this is excess volume. I should transfer here. This is the MD mode. When small amount of liquid is required and you have to transfer different wells like ELISA microtiter wells or CLIA plate, you have to use this MD mode. Now exit, and I am going to showing you mix mode. This is mix mode, mix, MIX, mix. By setting this, how much time, how many times you want to mix, I can here by this button, by using this button I can set this mixing timing, 10 times mixing. Now I am going to set 10 microliter, getting higher, 35 microliter into 10 times. Now it is set. You can show the beep and the upward arrow indicating to aspirate sample. Look at this. This ensures the mixing of any fluid. Look at this once again. Look at this. 10 times of mixing. For your convenience, I am using a colored solution. This is a yellow colored solution, picric acid solution, picric acid reagent of creatinine. I am using mix mode. Look at this. So here, look at this mixing mode. I have already showed you different modes, different 3 types of modes in this electronic pipette, and now I am going to exit and showing you that there is no off button. There is no off button in this pipette. There is no off button. You can on this pipette by using any switch, press any switch, but there is no off button. After a few times it off. This is the ejector, tip ejector button, as I told earlier, and never touch this portion and detach pipette just like that, pipette tips, because it may causes calibration, alteration of calibration of this pipette. Look at this. These are also single channel micropipette. It is a variable single channel and this one is also variable single channel. Besides this, I am going to show you multi-channel micropipette. You can see here 50 to 300 microliter, and how many channel? There are 8 channel. In general, these micropipette are used to deliver same amount of sample at the same time to different wells like ELISA, microtiter plate, etc. Let's have a close look. The multi-channel pipette is delivering reagent to microtiter wells of ELISA. You can easily see this is the main purpose of using multi-channel pipette. Micropipette are most widely used instrument in the laboratory. Usually single channel micropipette. Single channel micropipette is most widely used in a laboratory. It is used to transfer a small amount or volume of liquid from one vessel to another vessel. This is single channel micropipette, and you can easily show that fixed volume 50 microliter. That means it can aspirate 50 microliter volume. As you can see, this is tips box. I am going to aspirate 50 microliter of liquid. This is distilled water in this Ria vial. 50 microliter of liquid. Now I transfer to vial 2. For that purpose, micropipette is used. Now I am going to describe about precautions and procedure to use micropipette. Number 1. Before use, check the micropipette assembly. This is plunger and this is the volume adjusting knob. As it is fixed volume, I cannot adjust because it is already fixed. As you can see here, 10 to 100 microliter. I can fix them at any volume 10 to 100 microliter. I can easily fix it at 60 microliter. You can see 60 microliter by use of this adjusting knob. This is body and this is tip ejector button, and this is tip ejector. This is called tip ejector, and this is tip holder. This portion is called tip holder. As you can see, it holds a tip. This is tip and this is the tip holder. Now there are two types of micropipette. In single channel pipette, there are two types of micropipette, either fixed volume or variable. It is 10 to 100 microliter and it is fixed volume at 10 microliter. We cannot move it up. We cannot move it because it is fixed. This is pipette rack, a rack in which we can place pipette just like that, in such a manner. Now I am going to describe precautions and procedures to using a pipette. Number 1. Check the pipette assembly before using the micropipette. For this, you can say this is a variable pipette from 100 to 1000 microliter. I can easily fix it from 100 to 1000 microliter. Suppose I am going to fix it 300 microliter. You can see it by using volume adjustment button. I can easily fix it at 300 microliter. Number 2, never drop a micropipette. Never drop a micropipette because this may alter calibration of this pipette. If calibration is altered, then the required amount to be aspirated by a micropipette, it is also altered. Number 3, before use, depress the plunger knob several times. This is plunger knob. Before use, you can check this. You can check this, as if it is going to smooth, then it is okay. If it feels not going easily, then the calibration of the pipette is altered. And also, depression of plunger ensures redistribute the lubricant within the pipette. Number 4, plastic pipette tips. These are tips. Plastic pipette tips must be properly fitted onto the pipette, and you can see tips should be attached firmly and it should be straight to the micropipette. Number 5, pipette solutions that are at room temperature to avoid errors because of contraction and expansion of fluid. As we already know that at low temperature any fluid concentration is getting higher. In higher temperature the expansion of fluid occurs. That's why concentration is also diluted. Number 6, hold the pipette in a vertical position, just like that, in a vertical position. Suppose I am going to aspirate some of volumes of this distilled water, just like that. Number 7, depress and release the plunger. This is plunger. Depress and release the plunger with a controlled and smooth action. Smooth action. Don't be too fast or too slow. Smooth action. Number 8, never allow the plunger knob to snap back because during aspiration, if the fluid gets into the pipette, it contaminates its interior assembly. If this happens, alert the instructor or lab manager, as cleaning is required immediately. These are variable pipette. This is also variable pipette. This is also a variable pipette, 5 to 50 microliter. And these are fixed volume, 10 microliter. This is 5 microliter. And this one is 50 microliter. This is fixed volume. We cannot change. In a fixed volume pipette, we should not move the plunger or swirl the plunger. We should not, because it may alter the interior assembly of this pipette. This is a variable pipette, 10 to 100 microliter, and here I am set it at 60 microliter. You can see that the white portion I press here, this is first stroke. I push it up to that, this is first stroke, and after first stroke you can further press it, this is called second stroke. For 60 microliter, suppose for 60 microliter sample or volume, if I have to aspirate, then at first put the tips, press the plunger up to first stroke, and then vertically place the micropipette into the liquid, and then slowly release the plunger. As you can see here 60 microliter of volume is aspirated. Now for transferring this liquid, 60 microliter liquid, in a second vial, we have to make this pipette vertical and press it. You can press it up to first stroke or you can press it up to second stroke. I would like to prefer second stroke. As you can see, I have to draw 60 microliter of sample. First stroke I have pushed, then collect the liquid smoothly and transfer it with forcibly, having second stroke. This is tip ejector, as I previously said that you can see here. You can see here. Now I am going to describe two things during pipetting. One thing, bubble formation. You should avoid bubble formation during transferring of sample or liquid. You can see there is no bubble. If bubble is present here, you should resampling the sample. You should resampling the sample then. And number 2, during transfer of fluid from one vial to another vial or one tube to another tube, you should not touch the tip with the interior wall of the second tube. As you can see, it's not touching the interior wall. And press this. After use, please discard the tip using tip ejector button into a container which contains 1% sodium hypochlorite. Now I am going to showing you electronic pipette. This is electronic pipette, 10 to 200 microliter, electronically operated. You can see here, this is the tip ejector, and this is the aspirate button, aspirate or transfer button. By pushing it, you can aspirate the liquid in tips. By pushing it, you can deliver the liquid in a vial. This is the display, and from here we can set different types of parameters. It means different type of aspiration. Here you can see a battery is present, and recharge it by put a charger in this point and put the switch on. Thank you for watching and meet you with a new video next time. Stay safe.